hike in fuel prices continues. Fuel price pain is increasing and getting worse with every single hike that we are witnessing. And of course, this is all due to the crisis in West Asia, which is having an impact on the fuel prices here in India. In fact, if you take a look at the hike, the increase that we witnessed in the last 12 days, petrol has become expensive by 7 rupees 38 paise per litre. Diesel has gone up by 7 rupees 52 paise per litre. So the higher diesel price also translates into inflation because transportation costs go up. Not just petrol and diesel, CNG has also become expensive by 6 rupees per kg in the last 12 days. That has put a lot of pressure on restaurants, hotels, because commercial LPG cylinders have become costlier by 1,337 rupees per cylinder, and the situation between US and Iran continues to remain the same. So if this continues, the crisis continues, one will have to brace for more price hikes in the near future. Let's listen into what the finance minister had to say.
High international crude prices and very fluctuating one, high international fertilizer prices, high gold prices, that is creating some challenges on the external front. All these three payments will have to be in foreign exchange. We should please understand the context of these three Fs. Three Fs. Fuel, fertilizer and foreign exchange. There is a section, I would think, of Indians who very quickly want to decry the achievements of our own people. A pessimistic, cynical narrative is generated, which is just not right. It is wrong because it is fear-mongering. India cannot afford fear-mongering. We need to give confidence to the people with our words and with our action. More than 1 lakh crore annually this year we have given through the excise duty reduction. Had we not given that reduction at that time, even at that time 10 rupees would have been the increase at that time itself.
So you heard the finance minister, they're saying there should be no fear-mongering, that the government is handling the situation. And while, of course, the BJP is defending the finance minister's statement, the opposition has hit out at the government, saying that the price rise is because of bad policies of the Modi government.
विपक्ष मांग क्या कर रहा है? राहुल जी क्या मांग कर रहे हैं? आप देशवासियों को बताओ भी स्थिति ये है, हमारी मजबूरी है, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्थिति बन गई, उसके कारण मजबूरी है, और आने वाले वक्त में हमें ये कदम उठाने पड़ सकते हैं. अब कल परसों और बढ़ा दी, आज सीएनजी को बढ़ा दी, ये क्या मजाक है? क्या मजाक है? अब खुल के कहो भाई ये हमारी मजबूरी है, लोग लाइक करेंगे उस बात को और वो भी समझेंगे कि नेता प्रतिपक्ष का सम्मान किया है, उन्होंने जो मांग की है उसका जवाब दिया है. और तो और लोग समझ नहीं पा रहे कि अब कल कितना बढ़ेगा, इस चिंता में लोग तकलीफ पा रहे हैं.
देखिए, इंडिया का जो एनर्जी क्राइसिस है वो साफ साफ, आपने रशिया और इजराइल अमेरिका के चुनाव में आपने पुराने साथी रशिया को छोड़ दिया. रशिया से हम क्रेडिट पे ऑयल एंड एनर्जी हम उनसे इंपोर्ट करते थे. आज आपको फुल पेमेंट पे युआन की करेंसी में आपको एनर्जी को इंपोर्ट करना पड़ रहा है. तो सीधे सीधे निर्मला सीतारमण जी मंत्री हैं भी, ये तो आज पता चल रहा है. ये जो फैसले नरेंद्र मोदी की नीतियों को ऐसे हुए, आज पूरा देश का तकरीबन 80 करोड़ लोग मोदी जी की, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की गलतियों की वजह से आज पूरा देश परेशान है.
Of course, the 3F is a real concern, the fuel, fertilizers and the foreign exchange. And India is not living isolated, that it won't be affected. But the government is taking proper care to ensure that the balance is maintained.
Well, politics aside, let's also take a look at how people are responding to the changes, the hike in fuel prices and also the hike in CNG price.
CNG prices have again hiked by 2 rupees, making it 83.09 rupees per kg. This is the 4th hike in last few weeks. We are joined by few auto rickshaw drivers and we'll speak to with them one-on-one as to how it is going to impact them. लखन जी, 2 रुपए आज फिर दामों में बढ़ गए हैं सीएनजी के, किस तरीके से देखते हैं आप?
अरे किराया भी नहीं बढ़ रहा है, हमारा तो घर ही नहीं चलेगा, बहुत गड़बड़ हो रहा है और इतना काम नहीं होता, गर्मी भी इतना हो रहा है और उससे हमको बहुत दिक्कत हो रहा है। इसलिए हम सरकार से गुजारिश करते हैं भैया कम कर दो। और ये बैटरी वाली भी गाड़ियां ला रहे हैं, उनसे भी हमारा घर नहीं चलने वाला है। आने वाले टाइम में हम भूखे मरेंगे भाई। सरकार हमें भूखा मारने के चक्कर में लग रही है।
कोई नहीं देता जी पैसा फालतू, समझे। हम बार बार बोलते हैं सीएनजी बढ़ाते चले जा रहे हैं तो कोई सुनाई नहीं है। कोई जाती है किसी को बोलते हैं तो उनको जी आप गवर्नमेंट को कंप्लेंट करो, हमारे को कोई पैसा देता ही नहीं तो क्या करें।
हमारी रोजी रोटी है, उसे छोड़ के जाएंगे कहाँ? दूसरा काम मिलता नहीं है, पगार वही है और किसी मजदूरी भी करेंगे 500-600 रुपये दिहाड़ी है, क्या कर लो उसमें? घर का खर्चा, बच्चों का खर्चा, मकान का किराया, क्या कर लेगा आदमी इसमें?
You can see the situation of people directly being impacted with this hike of CNG prices and is directly impacting their pockets, their livelihoods. With video journalist Ankit, Shafali Nigam, Times Now. We are seeing multiple hikes in petrol, diesel and CNG prices in past few weeks, and today again we are seeing hike in CNG prices by 2 rupees. First of all, we'll show you the updated price revision price which is now reflected here, which has come to 83.09 rupees per kg.
इस तरीके देखते हैं महंगाई तो बढ़ते ही जा रहे हैं और सरकार की मर्जी है, जितने बढ़ा दे पेट्रोल पे, गैस पे, हम लोग के तो बहुत दिक्कत ही।
Well, the rise in price of Brent crude directly impacts how the fuel prices are increased in India. Let's take a look at the spike that was witnessed. This is the situation before the war. So on the 27th of February, before the war began, the price of Brent crude was $72.97 per barrel. On the 27th of March, take a look at the hike, $105 per barrel. On 27th April, it reached $102 per barrel, and the 26th of May, the latest, the price is $98 per barrel. Now, this is the reason why the opposition says now that there is a dip in the Brent crude price, why isn't the government passing on the benefit? Why are the prices still increasing? That's what has led to political face-off in the country. We're getting some breaking news on the broadcast now. We're given to understand that protests have broken out. Massive protest in Kerala over fuel price hike. We'll try and connect with the reporters to get you more details on who is leading the protest, who is organizing this protest. There are visuals coming in now on your screens of the protest, which has intensified. These visuals are coming in from Kerala. Protest over fuel price hike. Let's go across to Mohit, my colleague, who's getting us more details. Mohit, on one hand, you see politics intensifying with the opposition hitting out at the government, saying that this is because of bad policies of the Modi government. And on the other hand, there are protests happening on ground.
Well, yes, in fact, Swati, and you see, when the prices of fuel and the CNG, they get hiked up, we know that it has a cascading effect on the economy too, because not just you have to shell out more when you go to the CNG pumps to refill your tanks, but in the end, the transportation costs of the goods, the items of the daily need, groceries, breads, milk, that all will also go up. And we know that how mostly the CNG is being used by commercial transport, and hence it will ensure that the inflation goes up and the prices will also go.
All right, Mohit, stay on with us. So Mohit is with us on the broadcast to throw more light on the fact that there's a political flashpoint face-off which is brewing between the opposition and the centre. We earlier heard Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman urging that there should be no fear-mongering, as there are concerns when it comes to the price of fuel, fertilizers, and we see the prices of the CNG increasing as well. Remember the appeal that came in from the Prime Minister to ensure that we practice maximum restraint when it comes to usage of petrol, usage of fuel, and the impacts, to minimize the impact on our forex reserves. These are visuals, meanwhile, coming in from Kerala of the massive protest. Water cannons were used to disperse the crowd. Fuel price hike has ignited protest and politics as well. Mohit is back with us on the broadcast. Mohit, there was an audio issue. Please continue.
Well, yes, in fact, Swati, and we know for a fact that how the government has been saying that there is West Asia crisis going on and whole world is impacted by it. But then the government tried it best so that the pressure is being absorbed by the OMCs and the government, and it should not be passed on to the customers. But we have seen that within almost 3 weeks, the prices of CNG have gone up by 6 rupees. We have seen the fuel prices that have been revised, and in most of the places that the petrol is costing more than 100 rupees. Now, it also has a cascading effect on the economy, Swati. Most of the commercial goods are on CNG, and the items of daily need like bread, butter, groceries, vegetables, milk, that are all expected to go up. Their prices are all expected to go up, given the fact that how the transportation costs will go up. And that is where the opposition parties are attacking the government, saying that the government did not plan it for any days. For 80 days, the government did not plan anything. Why exactly other measures were not being taken up by the government, and why there was a denial by the government that everything is right. While the government has been saying that whole world is untouched, is touched by this particular energy crisis. When we compare it to the other countries, the price hike, the inflation, in comparison to other countries, India has done really well, where the burden has not been passed on to the customers in a huge manner. But in the end, Swati, this will surely have a cascading effect, given the fact that how the prices will go up, the transportation costs will go up, and in the end, we have seen that how the cab operators, who mostly rely on the CNG, they have said that they are also bound to increase the prices.
Absolutely,
but then
there will be an impact. Yes, absolutely, there will be an impact, and people are facing that burden now on their pockets. The Aam Aadmi is reeling under this pressure. Thank you very much, Mohit, for getting us the details. We're moving on now. We're just days away from the Bakrid festival, and the celebrations have now triggered to controversies across the country. It's not limited to a particular state. There are advisories being issued, guidelines being issued when it comes to animal sacrifice. Let's talk about what happened in Mumbai, in Mira Road, where in a housing complex, a temporary structure that was put up for animal sacrifice led to a massive controversy. So what triggered the row? The controversy began over a goat sacrifice inside a housing complex, with residents and Hindu groups strongly objecting to a temporary structure that was set up for the ritual. The incident unfolded at Shrishti complex in Poonam Cluster 1 in Mira Road, where the temporary structure was reportedly removed after protests, but then tensions already began escalating. Let's take a look at this ground report by my colleague Rakesh.
बकरीद को लेकर के आखिर दिशा निर्देश क्या है, कानून क्या कहता है, ये आपको बताता हूं। सबसे पहले तो जो है बॉम्बे हाईकोर्ट का एक आदेश है जो कहता है कि कोई भी शख्स जो है अपने फ्लैट में कुर्बानी नहीं दे सकता। पहले जो है ये याचिका दी गई थी कि फ्लैट में कुर्बानी की इजाजत दी जाए, जिसको खारिज करते हुए बॉम्बे हाईकोर्ट ने ये आदेश दे दिया। तो एक बात तो साफ हो गई कि आप अपने मकान में, फ्लैट में, कमरे में जो है कुर्बानी नहीं दे सकते। दूसरा मुद्दा था कि क्या सोसाइटीज के भीतर जो है वो कुर्बानी दी जा सकती है। तो ऐसे में बीएमसी का ये निर्देश है, बीएमसी का ये ऑर्डर है कि अगर सोसाइटी एनओसी देती है तो उसके बाद में बीएमसी आपको सोसाइटी के भीतर कुर्बानी करने की इजाजत दे सकती है। लेकिन इस फैसले को भी जो है चैलेंज किया गया, और उसके बाद में ये एक आदेश निकला कि अगर किसी भी सोसाइटी के 1 किलोमीटर के दायरे में अगर सार्वजनिक कत्लखाना है तो सोसाइटी के भीतर कुर्बानी देने की इजाजत ना दी जाए। जहां पर जिसकी संख्या बल ज्यादा होती है उस सोसाइटी में वैसे ही आदेश लिए जाते हैं, और उसके मुताबिक मुंबई के अलग अलग सोसाइटीज में कहीं पे जो है वो बकरियों को रखने की परमिशन दी जाती है, कहीं पे नहीं दी जाती है। और ऐसे में ये दिशा निर्देश साफ करते हैं कि अगर आप अपने फ्लैट में कुर्बानी देंगे तो आपके खिलाफ कानूनी कार्रवाई होगी। अगर आप बिना बीएमसी के परमिशन के, बिना जो है सोसाइटी के एनओसी के अगर आप सोसाइटी में भी कुर्बानी देंगे तब भी आपके ऊपर कार्रवाई होगी। और तीसरी बात, अगर सोसाइटी की इजाजत है तो ही आप बकरियों को सोसाइटी के भीतर रख सकते हैं। अगर आप उसके सोसाइटी के परमिशन के बिना अगर रखते हैं तब भी जो है, चूंकि मामला बिगड़ सकता है, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन बिगड़ सकती है, इसलिए भी आपके खिलाफ कार्रवाई हो सकती है, जिससे किसी भी धर्म के किसी भी पक्ष को जो है कोई इसमें आपत्ति ना हो, कोई तकलीफ ना हो, और ये त्योहार को शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से मनाया जा सके।
जय श्री राम। मैं विश्व हिंदू परिषद बजरंग दल से हूँ। हर सिंह मेरा नाम है, यहाँ मीरा रोड में रहता हूँ। जैसे कि हमको सूचना मिली थी सोसाइटी की मेंबर लोग की तरफ से कि यहाँ पे बकरी लाए मुस्लिम जिहादी लोग ने, जो कि अलाउड नहीं है सोसाइटी में रखना। तो हम यहाँ पे अपने जिला मंत्री अंगना जी कामले के और विभाग मंत्री राकेश कोटेन जी के साथ आए थे। गिरफ्तारी हुई है, जो कि हमने विश्व हिंदू परिषद बजरंग दल ने लाके हम लोग पुलिस को थामा है।
एफआईआर हो गई थी, उसके बाद अभी गिरफ्तार?
हाँ, एफआईआर हो गया है।
ये बताइए, जो हमला किया गया है क्या मानसिकता बताता है?
ये मानसिकता एक ही है, जिहाद का मानसिकता है सीधी सी तरीके से। जो विश्व हिंदू परिषद जिला मंत्री नागनाथ कामले पे जो हमला था ये असफल हुआ है। कार्यकर्ताओं ने अपने जान पे खेल के वार अपने ऊपर लिया हुआ है। हम पुलिस प्रशासन से एक निवेदन करना चाहते हैं कि आज इसी वक्त अगर दिन दहाड़े जिला मंत्री के ऊपर हमला हो सकता है तो सामान्य नागरिकों का क्या हाल होगा।
क्या तो यहाँ सामान्य नागरिक को भी दी जा गई?
सामान्य नागरिक यहाँ पे ये रहेंगे, वहाँ पे सामान्य नागरिक और जिला मंत्री का कोई अस्तित्व नहीं है। तो पुलिस वालों पे भी हमला करते हैं।
ये बताइए कि बकरीद जो है एक कुर्बानी का त्योहार है, ऐसे में जहाँ आपको पुण्य कमाना है वहाँ पर अगर ये हमला करें, किसी का खून खराबा बहे तो ये कैसा पुण्य, कैसा फिर त्योहार?
उनको पहले से ही खून खराबा ही चाहिए। जैसा कि वार होने के बावजूद भी अंदर से 2-3 ऐसे लोग भी थे कि होने के बाद भी वो लोग बोल रहे कि आप लोग को और भी दिखाते हम लोग।
त्योहार नहीं है, ये सिर्फ डर दिखाने का एक जरिया है कि हम क्या चीज कर सकते हैं। एक किसी जानवर को जब वो प्यार से सुला रहा है, करवा रहा है और इसी नेक्स्ट डे उसको वो काट भी रहा है और वो भी इतनी गंदगी तरीके से, तो ये कहाँ से पुण्य का काम है।
तो इन लोग का जो जिहादी मानसिकता है वो स्टार्टिंग से इन लोग का यही करते आए। इन लोग ने
दबाया जा रहा है। अगर दबाया जा रहा होता तो बकरे अब तक बाहर होते। सर क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप? बकरे अब तक बाहर होते, तुरंत निकाले जाए। मेयर मैडम से रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, यहाँ के आमदार जो है वोट लेके आए हैं उनसे भी रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं बकरे तुरंत बाहर किए जाए।
And we have some breaking inputs coming in on the broadcast. A statement that has come in from Hamid Ansari on the guidelines on the situation as far as celebration of Bakrid is concerned. He says if sentiments are being hurt and if cow slaughter is causing distress to people, then the government should consider declaring the cow a national animal.
जो चीज हमारे साथी नागरिकों को तकलीफ देती है उससे अगर हम बच सकते हैं तो क्यों ना बचें। सरकार को करना ये चाहिए कि उसको जैसे नेशनल बर्ड है वैसे नेशनल एनिमल बना दे। मौलाना साहब ने बिल्कुल सही कहा, नेशनल एनिमल बनाने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
Let's go across to Arunil. He's getting us more details. So the ex-vice president says that the suggestion that has come in from Maulana Madni should be considered. If cow slaughter is causing distress, then declare cow the national animal.
Well, that is right. Former Vice President of India, Hamid Ansari, basically raking up another controversy, saying that if cow slaughter is causing distress to people, then why not declare it as the national animal? Now, why people, basically the Hindus have an objection with respect to cow slaughter is because it's been considered as a sacred animal as per Hindu traditions. Now, this statement by Hamid Ansari, is it in a way mocking the beliefs as well as the religion of the customs of Hindus in India? That is also a big point of question, and whether the BJP will take it up, that also we will be keeping a close eye on. Now, coming to the row with respect to the Bakri Eid Qurbani is concerned, we've seen several BJP leaders from Mumbai as well, several BJP MLAs have written to the BMC commissioner asking that Bakri Eid Qurbani should not be made in any societies, any residential complexes or any chawls in Mumbai. How the BMC commissioner responds to that again we'll be keeping a close eye on that aspect as well. Last year we had seen a major ruckus, major tension between two communities that was seen in Mira Road. Last night also a similar kind of tension had escalated, but the matter was quickly diffused by the local police as well.
All right, thank you for getting us the details. We're moving on now. We have some breaking inputs on the broadcast, and this is about the CBSE 3-language policy, or the row over the notification on 3 languages. Annamalai has raised questions on the language policy issue. Mr. Annamalai is questioning the notification that has been issued. He's flagging a major concern over CBSE's revised language policy, stating that the earlier notification had said 2029-2030 as the timeline for introducing a third compulsory language for class 9 students, but a fresh order has advanced its implementation to the current academic year. And he is asking the CBSE to consider how this is going to impact the students. That's a post, a long one by Mr. Annamalai. Let me take you through that. He says, in April 2026, when the CBSE announced that the 3 languages for class 6 students shall be made compulsory and 2 of 3 languages shall be native to India, I was one amongst many who welcomed this decision that allows children to learn multiple languages from a young age, which would help them to broaden their understanding of India's diverse literary landscape. In the very same notification released in April 2026, it was explicitly mentioned that the third language for class 9 children studying in CBSE schools will be made compulsory only from the academic year 2029-2030, which is 3 years from now. However, on the 15th of May 2026, CBSE sent a notification to all affiliated schools introducing a third compulsory language for class 9 students from this academic year, rolling back its previous commitment to make it compulsory only from the academic year 2029-2030. So he says this has come as a shock to many parents, especially those from Tamil Nadu, as their children have already selected a language, and he says that this will give very little time for the class 9 students to prepare, and that's why he's requested the Ministry of Education to roll back this notification. Let's go across to Dharni. She's getting us more details. So Mr. Annamalai says, Dharni, that he was the first one to welcome this move, which he believes will broaden the horizon of the students and help them learn multiple languages. Because he says the fact that the government or the ministry has decided to advance this notification and now wants implementation from this year itself is not the right way. It will put pressure on parents and students as well.
Well, Annamalai says that in the previous notification that was issued by the Union Ministry, it said that for class 9 students, the three language, necessity will be implemented only from 2029-2030 academic year. But right now, in the recent notification that's been issued by the Union Ministry, it's made compulsory for class 9 students to learn 3 languages, out of which 2 should be from native in mother country, and 1 should be foreign language. So he says that this will unnecessarily put a pressure on the class 9 students who are currently pursuing their academic education, and in 1 year time frame they'll not be able to learn a new language, and they'll not be able to get great marks in that particular language. So it is not right for the Union Ministry to make this this two language formula.
He wants the ministry to roll back the notification. Dharni, thank you very much for getting us the details. Moving on now, we have more breaking inputs lined up on the broadcast, and this is about Ranveer Singh. Remember, Karnataka High Court pulled up Ranveer Singh over the Kantara mimicry row. We're given to understand that Ranveer Singh has visited Chamundeshwari temple. This after the High Court asked him to do so. After the Karnataka High Court's observation in Kantara mimicry row, actor Ranveer Singh has now offered prayers at Chamundeshwari temple in Mysuru. This comes after the High Court reportedly asked the actor to visit the temple following his mimicry of a deity, which had triggered controversy and legal attention. The allegation against Ranveer Singh was that he mocked the deity, after which the Karnataka High Court had asked the actor to offer prayers at the Chamundeshwari temple in Mysuru, and we're given to understand that Ranveer Singh has visited Chamundeshwari temple. We are also playing that clip for you, after which this entire controversy escalated and Ranveer Singh was accused of mocking the deity. On the other hand are the images of Ranveer Singh visiting the Chamundeshwari temple in Mysuru. Let me go across to Imran. He's joining us on the broadcast with more details. This has come after the High Court asked Ranveer Singh to do so, Imran.
Well, absolutely. In fact, Ranveer Singh had got himself in the controversy after he allegedly mocked the deity in the Kantara movie. And after that, there was a lawyer who had filed a case against Ranveer Singh. And Ranveer Singh had said that if he had hurt anybody's sentiments, he'd like to tender an apology. High Court had come down very heavily on Ranveer Singh over this issue, saying that he is, just because he's a Bollywood celebrity, he's a superstar, it doesn't give him any right to mock the religious faith of any individual person, and he was not done in good taste. As part of the order, he was asked to be present before the temple. In fact, Ranveer Singh himself has said he'll be present before the temple, and he'll also tender an apology. As part of the day, he had visited Mysuru.
So he has tendered an apology, and now he's visited the Chamundeshwari temple as well. Thank you very much, Imran, for getting us the details. With that, a quick break on the broadcast. We have a lot more lined up on the other side for you. Stay on with us.